welcome to you. My name's Dayle and this is Dayle's Addiction. Today I'm bringing you a much requested, I was going to say much despised only because I don't like doing review videos, a much requested video of why I love the Fendi Peekaboo so much. So this review is going to cover every size of the ICU Peekaboo except for the medium. So I have the large, I have the small, I have the petite, the nano and the pico. Not that there's going to be a huge market for the nano and the pico, but you know, I have them, so let's talk about them. I am also going to share my thoughts on the Fendi mini Peekaboo in the iconic style, and kind of do a little comparison between the iconic and the ICU. So for those of you who are trying to consider, well, what is the difference and why would I choose one over the other, hopefully this video will help you too. I'm going to include things like mod shots. I'm going to include things like, you know, the overall features and design, how I wear them, what I wear them for, why I love them, some of the cons that I can think of as well. I will do a very brief what fits just to give you a bit of an indication around what fits, and I will use the typical kind of luxury measurements, including things like mini pochettes, laptops, iPad minis, you know, card holders. I don't have a full-size wallet, so I'm afraid I can't kind of show you that. Do phones fit, all of that kind of thing. So I will also include measurements for the pieces that I have as well. So hopefully this will answer a lot of the questions that you have, give you a bit more of an insight around why I love the Fendi Peekaboo so much, and yeah, help you decide if it's for you. Now, I will refer to a video that I did, I think it was last year, where I reviewed some kind of medium top handle bags. So in that comparison, I think I had the Fendi Peekaboo ICU small, the Louis Vuitton Capucine, the Dior medium Lady Dior, and the Birkin 30. So I will link that one in the description box below if you think that might be helpful as well. All right, let's get started. Now, a little bit of history on the Peekaboo. From my Googling, and that is the extent of my research for this video, and also what sales associates have told me at Fendi. The Fendi Peekaboo was designed by Silvia Venturini Fendi, and it premiered on the runway in around 2009. So as far as classic bags go, this bag has been around a while, but it's not been around that long. It certainly doesn't compare to things like the Hermes Birkin or Kelly, but in terms of the Louis Vuitton Capucine, well, you know, they're around the same kind of time frame. Now, the Peekaboo, what can I tell you about it? When I first started seeing it on YouTube, I wasn't remotely interested. I was seeing it in a lot of basic neutrals in kind of an elephant grey. I didn't think that it was beautiful whatsoever. And then when I got to know Fendi a little more as a boutique opened in my local city, I started to see pieces that had this beautiful smile. And that is what got me, this nonchalant, lived-in, cheeky personality in a classic bag. That's in essence why I love them and why I have quite the collection of them now. They are a modern classic in my opinion. They have so much personality, or they can not have any personality if that's not what you want when you're carrying a handbag. But for me, the essence of the Peekaboo is really around how it reflects your personality and the different ways that you can wear it, and how many different kind of occasions and events that it can go to. It can be your one bag. In fact, I recently did my most used bags video, and I will link that one in the description box below. And my ICU Peekaboo smalls were numbers, well, equal number 1 and number 2 then. And that's because I just find them so wearable. I work a full-time job in a corporate environment, and I have what you would call maybe kind of a semi-active social life. And if I was only going to have one bag, like back in the day when you only had one bag, it would be this one. it would easily, hands down, be this one because it is so versatile. So now you've heard my spiel about it, let me kind of get into the nitty-gritty details. I will give you an overview of all the bags I have, the pros and cons, and kind of what fits, and we'll start at the beginning, at the babies, because there's not so much to say about them. Some of you might find this absolutely ridiculous, and it's not at all why you came to watch this video. Nonetheless, these are my two Peekaboos. This was a style that came out last year. I don't know if they will continue it on, but it was super fun. This one here is in like a neon green python, and basically they open up. Are they a bag chum? No, they are not. They are actually, well, this is questionable. They're a bag, but they're probably more an accessory. So it has these tiny little lobster claws that attach to either side of the handle, and then a lovely fine chain. Now I have put mod shots in of me wearing this crossbody, which you can, or you can wear it as kind of a necklace. I tend to do it when I'm wearing the same coloured green. So I don't like things as a pop of colour, typically speaking. I prefer things that are kind of analogous in my colour palette, meaning that they are the same kind of colour tone. So do I wear this very much? No. Have I ever worn this one? No. But as a lover of the Peekaboo, dare I say now a collector, did I need to have them? Yes. If you love cute, impractical, stupid, expensive things, then the Pico will be for you. The next size up is the Nano Peekaboo. These made quite the show last year and the year before. I would say 2022 we saw a lot of these kind of tiny little nano bags coming from Fendi. This one actually can be a bag charm. It has this little hook and you can open it up and then hang it over your Peekaboo. A lot of the times they styled it like this in store, but did anyone really do it out in the real world? I don't think so. This one has a little turn lock in the front and a press button stud in the back. What does it fit? Cover, lipsticks, key fob, and if you're staying in a hotel, maybe your room key. That's all it fits. It doesn't have to fit much more than that if you carry your phone. I tend to buy men's blazers. I like them oversized, but I also love the fact that they have lots of pockets. They have all those interior pockets. And so I find those, when I wear those, to be a fabulous opportunity to take my little Nano Peekaboo out, because I can use the pockets to carry the things that will not fit in here. And that's pretty much everything that I'm carrying. Okay, now we're getting down to the serious business. So the Peekaboo ICU is a fairly modern style of Peekaboo from Fendi. These are the most recent release before the Peekaboo Soft. Now the ICU has this more structured shape. This one has the front pocket like right open and the sangle is open on it, and this one has the sangle closed. So which one will I show you? I'll show you this gorgeous Galusha one. So the Peekaboo Petite, close up of the bag. It is a tiny little bag. You can wear this one crossbody on the shoulder, handheld. You can slip your wrist through it if you need to, but it's probably not ideal for, you know, carrying it for a long time. They have 4 feet on the bottom and they are separated into 2 main compartments. Every Fendi Peekaboo comes with a raincoat, which is, you know, a nice little extra that you don't get on a lot of luxury handbags these days. Inside, in terms of organisation, you really only get that one kind of slip pocket on the front face. The bag can be opened or closed via these little sangles, and actually I'll show you this one because they're open. So you can see on here they can be closed over as well, and so you can give it a much more formal look like this. You can even make it more formal by closing it with the little turn locks on either side of the bag, and you get that very trapezoidian shape. Now, because this is made of stingray or galusha, it is quite stiff, and so these kind of stick out a lot more than what they do on the very soft nappa leather of my acid green Petite Peekaboo. Now, the Peekaboos have a couple of things that are kind of unique. Each of them has this kind of crossbar in the middle, and if you do an ICU, made to order. You can customize this part of the hardware and all the turn locks as well. The other thing you can do is for storage, you can kind of push these little handle bits down because they're all kind of hinged, and so you can store this bag in smaller shelving units than what you might otherwise be able to. Now, modern peekaboos, if you're purchasing from the boutique, all have a swivel on the clasp that attaches the strap to the bag. You will notice that a peekaboo hardware looks like this, whereas baguette hardware is more kind of elongated. So that is something to note. The older style ones, so if you're thinking about buying pre-loved, they might not have this swivel. That can be annoying because if you don't put the strap on just perfectly, it will be twisted, and that can be quite uncomfortable. Now, I am 5'5.5", and I wear all of my bags crossbody on the longest strap setting. Now on the Petite there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 settings on the Petite, and that hits me, I think, at a really lovely spot. So if you are more petite, or if you are taller and slimmer, or if you're taller and curvier than I think you'll be able to get away with wearing these crossbody. Now I have an iPhone 14 Pro, not the Max, here, and this is my Petite Peekaboo. Now I'm going to slide it in along the face of the bag, along the middle compartment, and it fits face down. Is it a tight fit? Well, look, there's not a lot of room for movement. If you had a couple of other things in here, would it be tricky to get your phone in and out? Yes. So I say carry the bare essentials. Typically for me, that is a card holder, a lip gloss, a car key, my AirPods, my house keys, and my phone. And I can fit all of those in there very, very comfortably. I love these bags mostly for event bags. It's rare that I would wear this crossbody for a day out and about, and I think that's just because I love the silhouette of the small more so. This is a big colour to be wearing in a larger size, and so what I loved about this is that this is one of the things I just love about the Peekaboo. And let me show you this gorgeously soft Napa leather so you can see how soft that is. It's just gorgeous. The thing I love about the Peekaboo is it's a classic looking bag, but you can buy it in the most crazy colour combinations, and I'll just show you the difference with the Napa leather and how tidy it looks with the sangles closed together, as opposed to how they stick out on the stiffer Stingray. So this is what I mean about a classic with a twist. Are you ever going to see many classic handbags in this kind of colour? You're not. And I have worn this with and I say I don't do a pop of colour, but I've worn this colour with quite like an evening look, and worn this handbag like this, all done up and beautiful, and it was definitely a vibe. So it's what I love about the Peekaboo. I don't buy classic colours in them. I have done in the past, and it was a big mistake for me. I had a white, which I'm going to show you, in the iconic style, and I had a black one. I have sold both of those. They just did not work for me. In actual fact, they were reminiscent of the bags that I did not like that I saw on YouTube originally. So these are my 2 petite ICU Peekaboos. I said I was going to do a measurement for you, so let's do that now. So across the bottom is 19 centimeters. Now you're not going to get all of that as usable space, and if you do your bag up, you can see you're not going to get the full width of this bag, but just so you can get an idea of the size, from the top to the bottom is 15 centimeters. Across the base of the bag is just over 10 centimeters. So it's a teeny tiny little bag. To me, this one, pros, well, they come in the most beautiful colours and textures. This is a way of having something really special at a price point that's more moderate. When I say that, this bag was about $10,100 when I purchased it brand new. I doubt that they are that anymore. That was a couple of years ago now. So a con is definitely the price. The pro is that you can actually access this kind of material for a lot lesser price than if you were purchasing elsewhere. Another pro is that you don't see a lot of them around. They're quite unique, and for that reason I absolutely love them. They do fit your daily essentials. Another con, I guess, is that they can be a little bit limiting in terms of wanting to carry anything else, particularly if you're somebody who's got to carry reading glasses around, or you don't wear your sunglasses on your head when they're not on your face. Typically they don't fit inside of this bag. I would say, look, the feet, they're pretty substantial feet as well, are a real bonus. It sits upright, so it's really easy to store. As I showed you before, you can kind of push those little hinges down, and that makes all the difference. And I always carry a handbag hook so that I can hang mine off the table if I'm out and about, and I don't have to worry about it being on a table or a chair or the floor if there is not a chair provided for my bag. Overall, it's not my favorite size, and that's just because of the limited space that you've got to play with, but I absolutely love it. I love it so much. And for me to buy another Petite, it would have to be in a really special color and or material construction, because to me these are very much event bags, as I've said before. Okay, my favorites. The Fendi Peekaboo in the small size. Now, this size, this is my favorite. It fits everything. I mean, I've just looked in here. I've got soy sauce and a Chanel Sublimage sample cream. Okay, cool. I wear it. I love it. It could be my everyday bag. This one here is in the Violetta from a couple of years ago. The hard thing with these seasonal colours is you can't just go and buy them, so you have to buy them pre-loved. One of the cons with Fendi is that they don't really hold their value, and so whilst it's a con if you're buying for residual value purposes, it is an absolute pro if you're purchasing from the pre-loved market, like I did with this one, and I got it for about half price only 18 months after it was released. This was from fall winter 2022, and it is called the Cracklico Metallic Silver. And yeah, I chased that one down on forward.com, so it came with everything except the box, which I was super happy about. What do I love about the small size? Well, its capacity. So this one will fit an iPad mini. Obviously, it fits all of the things the Petite fits. It has still a slip pocket, which is, what's in there? Money, which is slightly more substantial, but still quite limited. So two big compartments on either side, which makes for great storage capacity. I can fit a small umbrella in there, small bottle of water. The two turn locks, I love the tortoiseshell hardware. In fact, that inspired my recent made to order in the large size, which we will get to. The small size has one of my favorite features of the Peekaboo I referred to earlier, in that it smiles. The smile is kind of the trademark of the Peekaboo. It's the Peekaboo. It's Peekaboo, look what's inside. And so to me this was, really important, and I trained my bag to do that. A lot of people would be paranoid about their bag being misshapen. This is the point of the Peekaboo. This is why I'm leaning toward, in other news, getting or putting an Hermes Kelly in the Retin-A style on my wish list, because I don't like them all buttoned up. I like them all relaxed and slouchy, and I think a lot of people wear them like ornaments instead of how they were designed to be worn. And so for me, I'm really curious about how I could style a Kelly in a really relaxed, nonchalant way, because the Peekaboo appeals to me so much for that reason. Anyway, back to this. This little charm here. Fendi have the most fun charms. I've got a bunch of them. I've got this one. I've got a bug charm on my large. I've got Carlito Punkito. I've got straps. There are so many ways to customize your bag. Fendi also have what they call a wrappy, which is like a twilly or a bandeau, or what does Dior call them? A mitza. So lots of ways to customize your bag. But the small, back to the small, It has feet, it has all the functionality of the Petite, but it fits way more. It's a great everyday carry. It works crossbody on the shoulder, and it's much easier to put this one through the crook of your arm or carry handheld. And this one tends to, I think, look really good when you add different straps as well. Cons: expensive, resale value. You know, it can get heavy because you can put a lot of stuff in it, and that's what happens when you have bigger bags. But generally speaking, I don't see a lot of cons. Obviously, it's my fave. So this one here is 27 centimeters across the base. So I'll put them side by side so you can have a look at them together. And 21 centimeters tall and 12 centimeters deep. So let's put these two together. You can see it's a significant size difference. I would liken this one to the Capucine BB in terms of size. So in case you're familiar with Louis Vuitton bags, they're about the same size, but this one holds a lot more and is easier to use because this one has the flap over the top. As I said, these are my most used and second most used bags of 2024. I am at danger of purchasing more, but as I said, I tend to buy them in these beautiful seasonal colours with unique details or amazing finishes. I don't buy everyday neutrals. But you might argue with me on that one when I show you my made to order. This is the ICU large. This one is not in production as far as I'm aware. I was offered the opportunity to do a made to order through an event held by Fendi with my sales associate over in Munich. Hi Christian. And there are events that happen quite regularly at Fendi. From what I understand, if at any time you want to have a bag made to order in this Cuccio Romano leather with the Celeria stitching, you can actually ask to do that. It's when they're doing exotic events and things that you need to be invited because there tends to be kind of a minimum spend. So I was shown a lot of different leather samples, and because I'm quite familiar with Fendi, I was able to pick the leathers that I wanted, and the hardware I mentioned before you can customize. So I chose this Perspex tortoiseshell hardware, and they do up like a bit of a render for you, and then if you agree, you sign a contract, you pay a 50% deposit, and then you pay the balance when it is complete. And for this bag, because I purchased in euro, it was a lot more affordable than purchasing this bag, if I could even find one, in Australia. So I'm wondering, now that big bags are back, if they're going to start putting more large bags into production. But with the recent release of the Fendi Peekaboo Soft, I'm not sure that they would bring out this style, but we'll see. So the large, this fits my 13-inch MacBook laptop, and I'll put some footage in here of that going in and everything else. Will that make this bag super heavy? Yes, it will. 2 huge compartments. You can fit everything in here. There's a slip pocket. It has my name on it. It is soft, unfinished suede on the inside. The Celeria pieces, which refers to the saddle stitching, are just divine with this Cuccio Romano leather. Another huge compartment in the back, like this thing. I love it. I could wear it for work, yes, and I absolutely will. But also, I see this as a really beautiful kind of casual day out kind of bag. This bag I've only had for a couple of weeks and it already smiles. It makes me so happy that I have peekaboos that smile. I just adore them. It also has the feet. I'm not going to weigh these as part of this review, but just know, yep, it's an all leather bag. It is going to weigh more. That's a decision that you take if you want the look and the quality and the style of these pieces. You've got to kind of accept the fact that they come with a little bit of weight. And this is one of the original bug charms that my good friend Connor purchased for my birthday, and it just goes perfectly with this peekaboo. Obviously, with all kind of European bags, it tends to make sense if you're buying them new to buy them overseas because you get a better price. So this one is around 40 centimeters across the base. So maybe that's like a Birkin 40. And then it's like 28.5 centimeters, and I can't hold it up, but about 14 centimeters in the depth. This one I can wear crossbody if I change the strap out and put on a third-party strap. Fendi offer a lot of strap you, they call them. So you can mix and match and add a bit of character. But the strap that comes with it is good for shoulder, and shoulder is how I envisage myself carrying this bag most of the time. I haven't carried it yet because I've only just got it. Or handheld or crook of the arm, Olsen twin style, even though I'm not that tiny. Okay, now I'm going to show you the Peekaboo Mini in the iconic style, so you can see the difference. One is kind of sharp and modern looking, and the other is kind of dumpling kind of looking and a little bit more, I would say it looks kind of vintage, I suppose. This one I came across pre-loved. I said before I had a white and a black Celeria style that I purchased from the boutique, but as neutrals they really didn't work for me. This style, I have to say, is like one of the best mini bags that you could ever buy. You can wear this day to night if you purchase the right combination for you and it's not too casual. You can wear them through the day, crossbody, really easily, really comfortably. They pack a punch. Then you can wear them top handle, all buttoned up at night time, and they look very, very ladylike. They do not have feet on the Napa versions, and this is a crocodile, so I would say maybe any exotics don't have feet, but the Celeria ones do have feet. So I'm not sure why that is the case. It must be something to do with how the leather reacts to having hardware put into it. In terms of capacity, I would say this one equals this one, even though the size is totally different. You get a smaller bag, but it carries more. On the flip side of that, it's obviously heavy. Again, it has all the interchangeable hardware. It's just a different look. Some people like the kind of softer edges more than the kind of very kind of structured edges. What I love about this one is it has the contrast of the smile and the structure. So it looks a little undone. Whereas this one is kind of soft and squishy, and so I do like wearing that as well. These ones, they don't smile unless you get them in the really large sizes, and you can find them on the pre-loved market for an absolute steal. A lot of them aren't in the best condition, I have to say, and they will be smiling, but not in this mini size, in the larger sizes. So again, the cons, I guess, of this one are that you can really only give it one look. It doesn't have that smile, but it does go from day to night, and it does carry a lot for a mini bag. And so from that perspective, you know, you can wear your mini pochette, you can put your wallet and everything in here, and it works an absolute treat. Buying any of these pieces new at the boutique is going to cost you. They just do. Why can I justify it? Well, sometimes I just love it, and sometimes I want the boutique experience and I don't want to bargain. Sometimes I find what I want because it's from a previous season and I didn't get a chance to buy it at boutique. And sometimes I'm okay to forego that experience because the saving is quite significant. And so I think it depends why you're buying and what your budget is and what's important to you as to where you're going to shop and what you're going to look for. I said I was going to put a whole bunch of stuff in, but I'm telling you what fits, and hopefully that works. And so across the base here we've got 22 centimeters, 17 centimeters and 11 centimeters. If you want a side-by-side comparison with the Petite, they do look more alike. However, the capacity is so much smaller with the Petite and the Iconic. The Iconic is more aligned, as I said, to the larger size in the ICU, which is the small size. So hopefully you have all the information that you need. If you don't, pop some questions in the comment section below and I will attempt to answer them for you. I hope this has been helpful. I love the Peekaboo. I'll continue loving the Peekaboo. It is, to me, a modern classic. It allows you to kind of personalize it and reflect your personal style, and it's practical. And way too often in the luxury handbag world, we have to forego practicality for beauty and, you know, statement vibes, and I think the Peekaboo does all of those things. Obviously she's not holding her value at the moment, and so, you know, if you don't if you're not comfortable with purchasing a bag that you can't sell for the same or close to price, then You know, don't buy one brand new. I think it's worth it. I love that about luxury shopping and having luxury pieces, and so for me it is worth it. But I also have a couple of pre-loved pieces, and I cannot tell you how good that feels to save over half the retail price on absolutely spectacular pieces. So what's your journey going to be? Do you see a peekaboo in your future? Do you have a peekaboo, and what are your thoughts on it? Drop them in the comment section below. It's not just about my opinion. This could be a great resource for people shopping peekaboos in 2025 and beyond. So please leave your 2 cents worth, as we say, in the comments section down below, as well as any other questions, as I mentioned before. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it somewhat informative. Give it a thumbs up if you have. I'd really appreciate that. Sends it out to the algorithm and tells people there's a video here worth watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back for the next one. Until then, ciao.